What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about why Sweden is proud to have high taxes. So, apparently, you guys have some of the highest taxes in the world. And I gotta say, this is just a completely different mindset to here in the United States, where, a lot of Americans really hate taxes and hate paying taxes. And so today I really want to check out this video and learn about why Swedish people are apparently happy to pay these really high taxes. So let's take a look.
I love to pay my taxes.
Yeah, I like paying taxes.
Det är
What?
jättebra att betala skatt.
What? What? What did they just say? Are they okay? Are they sick? Did they really just say that? With like a smile on her face, too.
I love to pay my taxes.
Yeah, I like paying taxes.
Det är jättebra
What?
att betala skatt.
Yeah. This is like the opposite to the United States. Like, to get a normal American person to say that, like, you'd have to be like threatening them off camera. Like, you'd have to have like a knife or a gun pointed at them for them to say that. But you guys mean it. Why Swedes don't mind paying taxes. Okay, all right. Let's see. Swedes are known for having a high standard of living. Cool. That's good. Which their taxes help pay for. Okay. That is the point of taxes, isn't it? You know what? Now this just has me thinking, here in the United States, I guess we just don't like how our tax money is spent. Like, taxes aren't inherently bad, I guess, but it's funny because here in the US, like, well, maybe it has something to do with how the United States was founded. We have kind of a sore spot for taxes. Like, the US was founded when we wanted to become independent from Great Britain, and that was because we were being taxed by Great Britain without representation. And we were like, no taxation without representation. And we got mad and did a bunch of stuff. And like, the American Revolutionary War was fought over taxes to start. And ever since then, I think we've had like a sour attitude towards them, even though taxes can be good, obviously. But yeah, you guys, I guess it's cool that in Sweden you have a good attitude towards it, because I don't even know what my tax money really pays for. Yours pays for a high standard of living. Like this. You have like this train thing. Tram? I don't know. Like this. Like, if we had cool stuff like this, maybe I'd be happier about taxes.
Sweden is sort of infamous for having the highest taxes in the world, but the truth is a little bit more complex than that.
You guys have like some of the highest in the world? Wow. What does the Swedish government do with all that money?
Sweden has a progressive tax system, meaning that people with a higher income pay a higher percentage of taxes than people with a lower income. A quite large proportion of tax money goes into education, healthcare for children, parental leave, and parental support.
Oh! Oh! A bunch of stuff that we don't really have here in the US. Our taxes don't pay for our health care at all. We have to pay for our health care. We have to take out loans to pay for college education and benefits. She say parental leave? That's another thing our government doesn't pay for. I don't even know why. I think that's why Americans don't like taxes. I don't even know what our taxes are paying for. I assume it's like to keep libraries open and to make sure the roads are fixed. But nothing like all this. You know what? If I knew that our taxes were paying for my health care, I would love that. I'd probably be happy. Huh. That does make sense.
Det är lite hög men det är bra också. Det är sen efter kommer tillbaks. Om du betalar mycket du kommer tillbaks. Det är jättebra.
That's a big difference. In the US, you feel like your taxes, like what are they spending it on? The military? Another tank? Another bomb? Probably. But it doesn't come back to us in like a real way.
Get a lot of things. Healthcare, libraries, roads, whatnot.
And I don't even think about how much taxes I pay because I think
What?
the system works very well.
Sweden's tax agency is one of the most trusted. Huh. Okay.
My name's Ida Norberg.
A lot of people in the US do not trust the IRS, the American Revenue Agency. A lot of people don't like them here.
And I'm a sociologist who's did my PhD in Scotland and now moved back to my home country, Sweden. Swedes generally, if you look at the research, are really supportive of the idea of paying higher taxes in order to have a well-funded welfare state.
A welfare. Wow. I guess Americans don't have a great attitude towards welfare either. Huh. So it sounds like in Sweden, you guys just prioritize different things. I actually really like a lot of the things you're talking about here. In America, we would call this like socialist and very bad and nah, too European. And I think when it's explained like this, it actually sounds really cool in a lot of ways. Welfare in the US, a lot of Americans don't like that their tax money pays for poor people, as we like to put it. Because I think it's American culture. Like we're taught to like look out for ourselves. Like worry about yourself, not anyone else. Like you gotta be better than everyone. And yeah, I think that extends even into our philosophy on taxes.
Well, the underlying philosophy of the welfare state in Sweden was really funded on this idea that it was not this kind of welfare state of a last resort, rather a well-funded resource that was going to be used by everyone in the population.
What? Really? What does that look like? So in the US, welfare is like, it's a last resort, like she said. It's like, if you're doing very, very badly, if you're struggling badly, you can ask the government for food and assistance for living. And that is considered like embarrassing. That is considered like a shame. Like, a lot of Americans look down on it. I'm not gonna lie. Sounds like in Sweden, you have a much healthier attitude towards it.
So my name is Per Klingveld. I am 32 years old, father of two, married, and my day job is business lead at a tech agency. Yeah. So what do I get for my taxes? Well, I have several university degrees, 5 years of education,
Cool.
6, and that was.
What does that have to do with taxes?
And that was for free, no tuition fee, and then.
What? 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 Did he just say? Did he just say his 5-year degree was free? You guys don't have to pay for, like, degrees, like college? That's part of what your tax goes to? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? In the US, a lot of, like, most people have to take out a loan. Like, I had to take out a loan, like $30,000-$40,000 when you're like 18. You could, like, put a down payment on a house for that. Looking back, it's insane. I would love if my taxes paid for my education. Why don't we do that? I don't know. I don't know why.
We've been on parental leave, both my wife and I, about 1.5 years each in total. And
What? This is insane. In a good way. This is so This is so radically different from the United States. I've had babies recently. My wife gave birth, and the dad has to take off work, like, by using vacation and sick days, and the mom can get like 3 months off work. For some people, you don't even get as much pay or not paid, or that's as much as the benefits go in the U.S. So I can really relate to this. Did he just say they can take off 1.5 years? Or, like, between the two of them, but 1.5 years? Am I understanding this correctly?
we have our kids at daycare full time. That costs us about $180 per month.
Hearing some of these... Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Is that what your taxpayer money, it pays for even daycare? Like in the US, daycare here can be like $500, $600 a month. Seriously. 100? And you get more time off. And the education. And the healthcare. No wonder you're happy with your taxes. I mean, why don't... Yeah, I don't know why we're so scared of this in the United States. This sounds amazing. I'm speechless.
Hey!
We don't have to worry about getting sick. We don't have to worry about insurances. Our kids are much calmer with the system because they see that we as a parents are calm.
Sure.
That we have this safety net behind us if anything happens to us.
Absolutely. That must be such an amazing feeling. In the United States, so many people are stressed out, mostly because of health care, I'm gonna say. That can really get you, especially if you lose your job. Most people in the US have health care insurance from their employer. A lot of people aren't even having children anymore because it's just too expensive. Like, so stressful. That's a good word for it. Like, we're really stressed. And all of this would make life so much better. I can see that.
Of course, I have friends who are not as big of a fan of paying taxes. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's at all as I've seen when I lived in Boston during my time in the US and in Paris to part as well. People don't have as expressive ideas on if taxes are good or bad as in other cultures that I've experienced firsthand.
In the US, most of us just accept it. The taxes are like, between 20 and 30% of your income tax, stuff like that. You pay more if you earn more. I think it's pretty standard. Maybe not. Now I don't know what's normal. Wow.
So there has been some tax cuts and things like that in Sweden in the last couple of decades that has had an impact. But those kind of debates don't really get framed as like a challenge to the existing welfare state, but more like tweaking the details.
Okay. So even in Sweden, you guys make changes to the tax system. It's not like perfect. Discussions about Sweden's future are heating up. Okay.
I think Sweden has been quite successful in building up a welfare state and using the tax money, but I think
Sounds
the
like it.
downside of this is we already have this recipe for success, and we're trying to use it with new challenges coming up with globalization, climate change, etc. One group that is probably going to be quite affected by the future challenges are migrants who are not yet or will never be within the Swedish system. In order to
okay.
qualify for the services of the welfare state, you need a personal identification number, and this is getting increasingly difficult to obtain.
Okay.
And I think there's quite a lot of debate how much these people are entitled to and whether they should be seen as one of us or
So these are people who move to Sweden, like immigrate, or migrants? Like they're not citizens, but they're coming to Sweden to live there, or legally or illegally, or what? I don't know. But they're not Swedish citizens. I understand that much. And yeah, I mean, from like as an American, like that's kind of a no-brainer. Most Americans think if you're not a citizen and you haven't paid into the system, that you shouldn't really get to benefit off of it. But, you know, if you do everything correctly, you should be able to become a part of it, certainly, if that's your goal. And there should be a pathway to that, sure.
one of them. And there's quite a lot of political discussion on this at the moment.
Everything from digitalization to migration to urbanization, these kind of huge trends that makes it a lot harder to plan for the decades ahead. But in general,
Okay.
there's a high level of trust in the Swedish society. So we trust that the public sector will do good things long term with our money.
Wow. This was eye-opening. A lot of really cool stuff. I was skeptical going into this. Like, what do you mean you like paying taxes? Nobody in America likes paying taxes. It's stressful. A lot of us think it's a waste of money. We don't know what our tax money is paying for because we don't get all this welfare. We don't get all these benefits. So here it's really a big question, like, what is it for? Genuinely. So it's a totally different attitude. Now I completely understand why in Sweden you guys are happy with taxes, or even though it sounds like a lot. Is it like 50% or that's crazy, but now I understand all these amazing things like that make life better. Education and healthcare and childcare and leave, and that's amazing. We should definitely be looking at some of this stuff and trying to learn and incorporate some of this into the American system, but for some reason we don't really talk about it. We just think our way is normal. This really opened my eyes that, like, in America, our way of living is really not normal. It's not the best. There's a lot we could learn. And taxes in Sweden kind of showed me that. So this was really cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts, especially if you're Swedish and you pay the high taxes, and like, what do you think of all this? That'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.